Hi, this is Ham, one of the TAs for the Devotry CodeForward program. I'm taking a quick break on the Visual Studio code installations with the extensions and how to debug in Python to show us how to get the homework code off of the Devotry CodeForward GitHub repositories onto our local machines. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and navigate to github.com/Devotry CodeForward. Excuse me. So we can see that we're here at the Devotry CodeForward page. Let's say we wanted to work on the Analyze Text homework assignment. So we can go ahead and click into Analyze Text homework. Over here on the right-hand side, we can see clone or download. Let's go ahead and click that little down arrow. We can see here it says clone with HTTPS, and a bunch of gibberish and stuff that we don't necessarily need to understand right now. Let's click this copy button. So that copies all of this text. Now, if you remember some of these commands in the terminal, we can figure out where we are. Let's say I want to copy this code to a folder called Devotry CodeForward. So I can make a directory, call it Devotry CodeForward. And I can change directories to that folder. Make sure that I'm there. Validate that, okay, I'm users or alpha Devotry CodeForward. Now, what I'm going to do is to type this command git, and I need to paste what I just copied to the terminal here, command V. Now, if you have never done this git command, or we only partially finished that setting up Python locally information, you may not have git on your machine. If you're on Mac, to get git, all you need to do or validate whether or not you have it is type git. I currently have git. So it gives me all this information about what commands I can run and what keywords I can give git after. So if you don't have git though, it's going to pop up this little window that says something like install Xcode and git dependencies, and just press yes. It's going to be a fairly lengthy download and installation process. But once you've done that, you can then close your terminal after you've done the installation. And when I say close, you need to come down here and actually quit it out. And then you can go ahead and bring it back up, and you'll then be able to run git commands. So let's make sure that we're still in that Devotry CodeForward. So it's right there. And what I'm going to do is git clone. You remember right here it says clone. And then I am going to give that address that I copied out of here. Real quick too, before I do that, let's do a list. We can see that there's nothing in this directory, just empty. Do git clone. Okay, well, look at that. We now have a new folder in here called 09 Analyze Text, which is the same name as this repository. By the way, these commands will pretty much all work in Windows as well, except for how we install Git. So I'm not going to do a separate Git installation video on Windows, but this make directory, this git clone, or all of these commands that we've been doing will also work in Windows, at the very least if we are using PowerShell. Okay, so we're now in that Analyze Text directory, and we can see that we have an Analyze Text py file. Now if you did the last video, we should be able to type code dot, and this will bring up our Visual Studio Code, and we can see all of the files over here that we would normally see in this GitHub repository. We have our git ignore, Travis YAML, readme.md, analyze text, requirements test, etc. So we have all those files here. And if we open this up, we can now, in Visual Studio Code, do our work right here, and then run it within Visual Studio Code, see our outputs, instead of having to submit or run our code in the browser. For the homework exercises, at least, this is how we can kind of get the code in here. So hopefully this video was helpful. I'll do this work later. It'll be in a Windows environment, but it's going to be the exact same since we are going to be within the context of Visual Studio. Hopefully this was helpful.